Yo, it's Gen 4 RNG time. I gotta figure out who I'm manipping. A little later than I wanted to, but that's because I got really, really hungry. Is this an actual team? Did I battle somebody recently? What is this about? Anyway. Yeah, so this is YuYu. So we're gonna look for some Smogon YuYu stuff to make. What's going on, Curb? Kazin, Cow, Zen, TK, how you all doing? Let's go into the YuYu tier. Actually, let's go into OU and then look at YuYuPokemon who have strats, you know what I'm saying? What's up, No Tick Choco? How you all doing? Alright. Tomorrow's gonna be a Coliseum stream. If you're interested in that. It's gonna be very miserable, I'm sure. So we need some YuYu Mons. I have to put some of these guys away. Oh, this was the team that I built for the video, wasn't it? Is that what this was? I forgot I did that video. That's totally what this was. I totally forgot about this video. I was only a month ago. Holy crap-oly. Okay, so we're gonna put these guys. I don't know actually what I'm gonna do with these goons. Let me get my. Amanda got me these big DS styluses that look like regular pens because the normal stylus is like too small for my hands, basically. I think I'm gonna have to put a Chatot in here. Starly here for now. It's because I don't know where those guys are gonna go. I think Chatot's in here. Oh, well, these are my usual. There's a Chatot. I don't know what this thing is. This is shiny. Oh, you'll go back in the level move box then. Do you have the overclock mod? I do. Put this Feraligatr in here. Where's the other Chatot? Hey, yo, Chatot. Where you at? I found you. What's up, PogSync? How you doing? What's up, Ashiro? How you doing? Yeah, we're just gonna be chilling today. We got some Glitch City playing. We got this thing. 2 quick ones. You already know I'm on the perfect line. Alright. So, I just want to find someone that's easy to RNG manip. That'll be like a decently quick manip for me to get. Do I have Yanmega? Yanmega's UUBL. I have one already, I think, right? I think I have the whole of UUBL, so. Can't go for Yuxi, because I don't. I probably do have the ability to get Yuxi back. I don't know if we'll do that, though. We'll save Yuxi for another moment. Could do Quagsire. Let's see. Well, he's NU, though. I would prefer a UU Pokemon. I actually have a Kabuto somewhere, I think. So I could do Kabutops. Yeah, I don't know what this thing's stats are. I think good. But I don't know if it needs an egg move. Aqua Jet's probably an egg move. Let's see. Well, if you're already trainable, then thank you for all your guides. I've been collecting hard / soon impossible. Nice, congratulations, Grim Grim. Hope you're enjoying your time RNG miniping. I saw some dingus was on Twitter. I learned Aquajet by level up, so I don't need to do this one. I saw some dingus was on Twitter like flaming people for not RNG miniping and they were shiny hunting instead. I'm so sick of people like this. Like, I've worked so hard to try and like maintain Ooh, we could do Magneton's NU. Frick, hold on. We're trying to find a Mon. Hariyama is YuYu with the YuYu analysis. Where do I get a Hariyama? All right, let's find Hariyama. Hariyama. Cerebi. DP. Where can I find this Pokemon? Right, locations. Okay, well, where's Makuhita? Okay, Makuhita is in a lot of places, probably with Sinnoh Sounds, if I had to guess. Or Hoenn Sound, excuse me. Alright. So, what do I need for moves? Fake out, close combat, low kick, payback, ice punch. What are the moves, then? Alright. Fake. Okay, learns fake out. Learns close combat by level up. Payback's probably a TM, right? TM 66, and what's last? Ice Punch. That's a tutor move, right? Alright. We'll go for this Hariyama. The thing is, I could go for... Like, the thing is, I probably don't have a shiny one in the wild. So we could just do an egg one, right? So let me... I don't need to do shinies technically, but... Target Pokemon is Makuhita. Method egg. 5 IV adamant, probably. We're gonna want guts. Alright. So let's go. And what day of the week is Hoenn Sound? I gotta find it. Oh no. Get out of here. Yeah, but today? What's today? Wednesday? Probably it's not Wednesday today. Ooh, I have it on Wednesday. It looks like Hoenn Sounds for me. Alright, so let's go find Makuhita. Makuhita, where you at, bruh? I think I already have a perfect Ditto as well. So we're probably not even gonna need to RNG manip the Makuhita. Let's go here. You're fine, Curb. My favorite gen overall, 5. Let's clear out the daycare, and then we'll get to the breeding situation. Let's see what this Ditto's doing. Looks like I marked this as if it's got everything perfect except attack. Maybe I have to have a different Ditto somewhere. This is probably the Ditto then that I want. Don't know what this guy's doing here. We'll just put that there. I believe I also have to redo the chat chatters. I do. Alright, perfect. So looks like I can get it in Slowpoke Well, so I will go and get a Makuhita there, and we're not even going to care about its stats. I only learned recently you could go down Slowpoke Well on that side. I didn't know they put a ladder there. All right, so this is the only annoying part. About the sounds is that could you surf for it? Why would that matter? Surfing would be slower. I believe it encounters things slower. Is that RNG faster than Wild? I want it shiny, so Wild would be faster. Like I could easily do this as a Wild RNG, perfect 5 IV adamant probably. Egg also has more available options in terms of does this guy learn payback again? The shimmer. Yep. Alright, I don't have any quick balls, huh? Wild RNG is also more limited on what available spreads are. Like, I don't know if there's a 31 adamant all that exists for wild Pokemon, and I don't really feel like checking. PC sound trolled you? That's alright. A little trolling never hurt anybody. Alright. Let's start doing some searching, baby. So we're doing Gen 4 eggs. We're gonna go to searcher. Parent A will be Ditto. Parent B will be this Makuhita, who I will pretend has 0 in everything. Parent A is Ditto. Parent is a male. Yep. And then we're gonna do. Actually, it doesn't have perfect special attack. What ability? Because you have thick fat, don't you? We're gonna want ability 1. Perfect. Ooh, held advances? I never want to advance. We're gonna do 0. That's all I care about. Do this seed here. All right. People who don't think RNG Manip is real shiny Hoenn. No, it's not that. It was the other way around. Some RNG Manip person was like flaming a shiny hunter for shiny hunting. It was like, guys, stop. It's a weird take. Yeah, I mean, It's fucking Twitter, so do you expect literally anybody to behave normally? Twitter is like, I don't know. It's full of like performative people. Oh wait, you know what? I should also take out the I don't know. I just do not like it. It's not a website for me. I will only post like some shit there sometimes now if it's like a meme or like an ad for a stream or a video or something. That's pretty much what I'm doing at this point with it. But it was like, you know, it was frustrating about it was like this person just posted, I got this encounter after 11,000. I got this shiny after 11,000 encounters. Like, that's what this person posted. This random dude quote tweets it going, I'm begging you, just learn to RNG manip. And it's like, what are you doing, bro? Like, this person didn't like, who fucking asked, dog? You know what I mean? Like, that's the thing for me is like, who asked you? Like, it's like when people tell me, like, if I post a Pokemon, I'm RNG'd, right? And someone quote tweets it and goes, shiny hunt it the long way. It's like, who fucking asked? You know what I mean? Are they both here? That's really funny. So we're gonna generate times for this seed. It's like, leave us a fucking alone, dude. So Raikou and Entei are both on my route right now. They're both on 34. And then on route 4 is Latias. It's like, it's just like, it's literally like the quote tweeting thing is like made for people to be like, to like try and like dunk on other people for points. Have I heard of Copilot's release? Yeah, I'm gonna be streaming using it tomorrow. I was talking to the person John who made it this morning, just trying to make sure I understood how to set it up right. Literally got my GameCube right here and shot. My Japanese Colo was in here as I was preparing for a thingamajigger. Yeah, I'll be doing Absol tomorrow. We're not actually doing Battle Blink because it's not hittable. We're doing like a cool different method that is, I would argue, more accessible and better than Battle Blink. Although it's sort of got like a one-time use on it, but you'll see what I mean. All right. So date and time I got to go for are 1/1/23. Cool. I probably RNG the most in Gen 3, but that's just because I think that, and you know, you guys can tell me what you think, what you like watching the most. I think Gen 3 RNG, like not Colo, like Fire, Red, Leaf, Green, and Emerald tend to make the best content because there's more. Saying more stakes sounds wrong, but I guess that's what I mean is that, you know, it's more likely that I'm gonna fail or mess up in Gen 3 and Fire Red and Emerald RNG repeatedly. Why is this like? Than I am in like Gen 4 or Gen 5, where I'm more likely to just like get the RNG insta, you know what I'm saying? And then like other games like Colo or Gen 7, I'm gonna be spending a really long time resetting for a seed over and over and over again, and that also kind of sucks, is a little boring. So it's like, you know, either way, right? Hold on, I'm trying to fix my stupid ass camera. I just like to be in the middle. Okay, there we go. All right, so we need to get Eon Timer going. I think my like delay is like 487 or something. I tend to run with that. 1179. Target second is 59. All right, here we go. First rip. That did not feel good. That was like an ultra delayed. That was really weird. There we go. Non-CF Gen 6, 7 is miserable. No, Gen 7? What are you talking about? Gen 7 RNG isn't easy. It's just like sometimes if you want a specific seed, you're going to be resetting for a real, you know, Gen 7 isn't as bad now that we have the Festival Plaza angle where you can get a bunch of NPCs up there. It could still be a little tedious, but like, so sometimes you're still just resetting for a seed for like, you know, 20 minutes or something like that. That's my big problem with the Eon Timer 3.0 as of this moment, is that that shit just will do a double beep the first time I use it. The black and white roamer is the hardest thing that I've done. No, I would probably say it's Raikou Colo. The amount of seed resetting you have to do is just, it just sucks. It sucks so bad. And I missed the button. I don't like doing mods. Like, you know, a lot of people like custom firmware and stuff like that. But like the whole point for me is, I think the coolest part about RNG Minips is doing it without any modification. For me, that's the coolest thing. So if you like that's it. That's just the end of story. That's the coolest thing for me, is just doing it without any modifications. That's what makes it cool. And it's what allows anyone to do it. If you just wanted to get into Gen 4 RNG right now, you could just fucking bust open your old SDS, turn on your computer, and you could get into it like that. Like, and you know, with custom firmware, that's not the case. It's a little bit more, there's more steps. I think RNG is something that's already like, you kind of have to get a user past multiple steps to try and get them into the hobby, right? You have to try and like, you know what I mean? It's like a lot of convincing, I feel. All right, so first of all, I forgot what I was doing. Sorry about that. So we're looking for Raikou to be on 37. It's 38. Are they both on this one? Looks like they're both on the same route again. They're both on 38. I guess it could be on. I think I found it. And this is Latias on 2. I did find it. So we hit 1169. Nice. Try again. Being able to do it without hacks definitely makes it feel a lot cooler to me. Yeah, I mean, well, I think the main thing that I really don't enjoy is pausing in save states is like a big thing that like really is like you're taking the skill out of it. From my perspective. But for things like how do I say? I don't know how to explain this. Like if someone just ram hacks a seed in Colo to be close to a Raikou seed, right? Oops. To be close to a Raikou seed, and they don't soft reset for 5 million years, they technically have the same skill that I do insofar as the ability to push the buttons. So, like, I don't really bemoan users for doing that type of thing. To just instead just remove the randomness from it. That's what RNG users are trying to do anyway. But there is a shared misery that I enjoy of talking to people who have done it and being like, that shit blew ass, brother. That shit sucked. We sat there for 5 hours. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's like a more community aspect I enjoy from it. And I think also because of, I think in part because of escalation, because you always try, I think people tend to get more extreme. With their hobbies. So like I used to be more laissez-faire about hacks. Like I used to very frequently just like check my TIDS ID without without RNGing it and stuff like that. Okay, so 46 and 38. Okay, we hit 1175. Right. Well, Latios better be on 7. Yeah, it was. Yeah, I'll never I mean, what's up, Bruce? How are you doing today? I'm trying to find a post because I feel like I should. Got off early here for the Gen 4 vibes. Noise. 42. I think this is the seed. No. 42 is one early, isn't it? This is 45. I was one early. I'll just try again. Yeah, I mean, I've said it before and I'll say it again. My really only issue with all of I have been working to be less prejudiced about emulator RNG scene because most of my dislike for it comes from the people that I interacted with rather than the actual concept of the thing. And so I've had to work like hard to like I've had to like learn to be like, well, not everybody is the one person that I don't like. Or the few people that I don't like. There's a couple of people who are just like, they're just fools, man. I'll just never be, and you know, I'll also never be, I always get confused by the people who are very focused on rarity too. Those people are also like very confusing to me. Like I had an emulator RNG person who I won't name, who didn't want to talk about how he did a method because he wanted his thing to stay rare. Like he was like, I don't want many people doing the RNG. I don't want many people doing the RNG because then if everyone RNGs Metagross from Coliseum, then my guy will be less special. And it's just like, okay, you're a fucking loser, dog. Like, all right, we got to make this, dude, it's not even, yeah, it's not even like, and it's like, you know, you RNG'd it in an emulator with save states. I would do it without that. Like, what I would be doing is definitively more difficult than what you'd be doing. Value-based mindset is so weird. Yeah, I'm so anti-value-based Pokemon mindset. The value really is the fun that I had along the way. Colo meta is real cool. Everyone should have one. I mean, I disagree that everyone should have Colo meta. It doesn't have any specific moves or anything. So there's no real reason to do it. Unique Pokeball? I guess. I'm probably just gonna Master Ball mine when I do it. Sounds like you guys are for a rough time. Metagross is easy now. Yeah, it's only slightly harder than regular Blink. I mean, if it's 1/30th of a second window, it's just the same as delay in Gen 4. I think. You know, the weirdest part about the delay in Gen 4 is like, I think the weird part about delay in Gen 4 is that it runs at 60 frames per second. Like, let's say you're aiming for delay 1000, right? And you can only hit even delays. If you press A on delay 999, it just moves you to 1000. It's very weird. Like, I don't understand it. Like, the thing is running at 60 FPS, they just don't use 60 FPS. It's very confusing to me. The thing is, a reprint is not going to affect the value of the original card. I don't know the actual reason, Bruce. Like, people think that, like, I know things about things. I don't know shit about anything, all right? I know how to do RNG manips. And like, people think I have this like very frustrating experience that I don't know how to explain this other than like I've been having this frustration where like people think that like I am like a good or like smart or like genius programmer or something. But like, I know two programming languages. One is GBA Thumb, and then the other one is the Gen 3 scripting language. And like, the hard part about being a programmer isn't necessarily the memorization of commands and stuff. It's like the actual problem solving to get as few commands in that bitch as you can. Which, like, I'm not very good at, compared to other people. And it's like I get this false sense of like I feel like I falsely made people think that I'm very smart at something because of those DLC videos when I'm not, you know what I mean? So it's like a feeling I do not like. We're hatching a Makuhita, checking if it's shiny. Yeah, in-game trades are, I think in-game trades are shiny locked and they're stat locked. I think it's the exact same Pokemon every time. But maybe there's some randomization, I don't actually know. Yeah, that's what I thought. You only received the egg? What are you talking about? Wow, I didn't. That's really funny. I saved it and then I started biking away. Lamau. Alright, we hatch now. We'll do speed up. Oops. I've seen the O Champion videos you've made. Just curious what more would be involved. What do you mean what more would be involved? Was 0 to champion. I see what you're saying. That makes sense. Like the process for Pokerus RNG? Yeah, I can explain it. I think I have a pin. Do I have a pin? God, this motherfucker's pinned so many things. Nope, I didn't do a pin. I did a pin for held item. The process for Pokerus RNG is not that hard. You have to use Lincoln's... Oh, fuck. I think Lincoln made the script, if I recall. Because the other script that we found didn't work. Basically, the way it works is... you have... basically the way it works is that the MTRNG when you're in a battle is moving at 60 FPS, but it's 60 FPS per Pokemon. So when there is a, all right, cool, shiny. When there is a, cool. When there is a, so for Pokerus, what I do is I time when I start the battle. So like I start Sweet Scent and I start a timer at the same time. I just account for the Sweet Scent delay that I know there's going to be part of the MT is not moving until the battle actually starts. Then I, it's basically at that point, it's literally just press A. So for Pokerus, I press A when I'm going to KO the Pokemon, because you have to time when you KO the Pokemon and make it the same every time, because when the Pokemon faints, it goes down by, 120 FPS are removed. So it's going to be going 1 by 1 instead of 2 by 2 at that point. And then I time when I press A to KO, to end the battle. So for you, it would probably literally just be starting a timer at the exact same time you start the battle, and then pressing A to throw the Pokeball on the correct frame, basically. And then the way to tell... See, it would be harder with Pokerus, because for Pokerus, you can tell where you landed, because since Pokerus ends with you KOing the Pokemon, you could tell where you landed by immediately doing another battle and checking that Pokemon's IVs. And you check that Pokemon's IVs because the IVs are the last of the whatever the fuck. Does it confirm that it's MTRNG? I don't know what catch RNG is using. I'm telling you what Pokerus did. Or Pokerus is the IV RNG. Whatever IV RNG is, that's what Pokerus is. All right, so now I need to... What's up, Animator? How you doing? We're doing okay. All right, so I need to check where the roamers are. Right. So we have to get rid of seed to time, and we're gonna get rid of the shiny. We're gonna get rid of the nature. We're gonna get rid of the ability. And oh, we don't want that many advances. We just want like 10 advances. Perfect. We'll generate times for seed. So Raikou is on 33. Entei is on 45. Latias is on 26. Generate. Well, I don't want to pick up the phone. Well, I just want to save, right? Someone was, I don't even know. I gotta read this shit. Read chat better. I'm super grateful you made those cards, because if you don't... can't spend the money, you don't want to pirate your cards there. What gives access for players? Oh, for the like Colo and stuff. Thank you for single-handedly reawakening my love of the series. I just RNG Q-Charm for Gold Soul Silver, and I'm planning on making my own GBA ROM thanks to... Yeah, that's also a Turbo Alan. That's really cool. Alright. The way Egg RNG works is that you do it in 2 steps. You don't have to technically, but I do it in 2 steps. So you RNG the personality value first, which is nature, shininess, and gender, and like ability. And then the second thing that you RNG is the IVs. Pokefinder's kind of set up to not do it that way, but I think it's better to do it that way personally. Admiral Fish was convinced, wrongfully so, to do it this way, and nobody can unconvince him. 5, 28, 23. 0, 57. It is 59 again in my 10, 6. All right. You should not be using RNG Reporter for anything before Gen 5. Let's see what we're supposed to be landing on. So we're supposed to be landing on Route 30, Route 35 for Raikou. It's 39. It's 32. All right, we were 1 early. This tends to happen when I switch to Egg RNG. I tend to be like 1 delay early. I don't know what it is. Just tends to be the case. The only thing I used RNG Reporter for was Gen 4 mystery gifts. Why? Does Pokefinder not have support for it right now? I mean, I will say I don't love that Pokefinder has no support for unofficial events in a certain respect. Did he remove it by accident? Why would he remove it? Was it just an accident or something? I'll presume it was an accident. Sometimes stuff like that happens. But like, I don't love that. Like, I don't love that. This looks like the right thing. Like, I don't love that in Gen 3 and 4, for example, you can't do unofficial events like, and I think it encourages using the program incorrectly, which is a bad thing. Like, basically, like, if people want to RNG, Mew in English Emerald, like, you can't pick Mew from that dropdown, but you can just make a fake Japanese profile to do it. Or if you want to RNG Arceus from Hall of Origin in Gen 4, which was never a legal event, you could just pick, you can just use like Palkia or any Method K Pokemon in order to RNG that Arceus specifically, right? And I understand why he wants to stick into the official parameters only. Like, I totally get it, but I think an easier way around that would just be support for programmed in events, you know? No, he's never gonna, no, he doesn't, Admiral Fish specifically doesn't want a custom option because he doesn't want users fucking up, which I think is valid. I mean, Pokefinder used to be only custom inputs. Like, there used to be no defined Pokemon in there, and you would just have to know that shit. I do think it's superior to not have to know the information. Yeah, exactly, Grim. I think when you have users doing that, it's a problem. Or going back to older versions, but... I'm not going to complain. Pokefinder is very good, so... it's not really worth doing a stink about, in my opinion. Seed held advances will stick to 0. Pickup advances 0 to 20. This is the big problem, I think. This, you guys see this delay? People are putting the delay that you're aiming for in the date and time thing, which is also called delay. Very problematic. This needs to be fucking delay in Gen 4 is what needs to be named, and then this can probably stay. But yeah, it's a fucking problem. It's just the name here because there's another term in Gen 4 called delay. This should be called like forced advances or extra advances or like pre-made advances, something like that. You know what I mean? That's what it probably should be called, is like advances and some type of advances. Pre-cooked advances, you know what I mean? Something like that is what it should be. Okay, so parent B is 0 in all. Ditto. Makuhita. And I think we're on 10. We're going 4. What did I pick? Hello? Oh, Ditto's parent one. I see. There we go. All right, so we're gonna need to do chat-out. I should fucking check. That's pretty high. All right, I think this is it. Looks like there was some overworld advances. That was pretty fast. Based. Let me get this. All right. No, frame is bad. I wholeheartedly agree that frame is very bad. Frame is a very inaccurate descriptor. It's so bad, I think. You hate IV RNG and PID RNG, but I get their utility. What? Because they are used for other things than just those things? Is that why you don't like it? I think the real problem with frame is that it's like, frame in theory is like fine for frame is fine in the context of just the Gen 3 like main series games. Like, it's really not that bad of a thing, you know what I mean? But I think the big problem is when like Gen 4 is using frames, people are going to have the idea that in Gen 4's and Gen 5's overworld that they are moving in accordance with the frame rate of the game, which is not true. And in fact, Gen 3 doesn't even move in accordance with the frame rate of the game. Most of the time it does, but that's really not how it works. I mean, I used to not think that NPC's decision, like NPC's random movement in Gen 3 was affecting the like actual main PRNG of the game for what I was wanting, like for, you know, Pokemon RNG. I thought it was maybe some secondary, because the games do have a GRNG2 value, you know. I thought maybe they were using that or something like that, but they weren't. And like, you know, it's important to consider NPCs can fuck with you in Gen 3. It's important to consider so many different things. So I only am pro deleting of the term frame. Well, let's check if I got the IVs right. I could have been one late. Outstanding. HP. Attack. Defense. Speed, and then it'll be special defense next. You're gonna value use of the term for Vframe, visual frame, yes. Special defense. I agree that Vframe is probably even better. Like when you're referring to like when you're referring to paintings, for example, you should be using the term Vframe, right? Because you don't want people to think of the old frames, right? Well, I should save the game first. I was so pumped to get my shiny Shaman in Platinum yesterday, and adored getting my shiny Legendary using Blinks last week. Shout out to Lincoln. Helped me with the freaking Cresselia. It was Nick's video? Wouldn't it have been Jeff's, you mean? I thought the only Blink video Nick did was for Egg. Okay, so I need a Pokemon with Pokerus on it. Nick has a Cresselia one specifically? That's funny. Perfect, you have Pokerus. All right. AB Twisty has the world record in categories that he made up. Well, I don't know how good of a Spider-Man runner you are. All right, cool. We got that. Okay, let's look at what the EV spread is. Okay, it's a weird EV spread, but that's fine. So it is maximum attack, and then some SPDEF and some other shit. Do I have money? Probably have enough money for the vitamins. We need 10 proteins. We need 10 carbos. And then we're gonna need 10. And do I have anything valuable? Oh, that sucks. Well, I'm not gonna grind for money. And 164 special defense is only like 16, so it's not that big of a deal. All right. We shall EV train. Goldine is in Kanto. Her attack is in Kanto. Which I do Goldine for. I actually think this for alligator doesn't have surf, so I need to get a surfer. Usually use my Hoenn. Money grinding isn't hard. It's just like it's probably going to take the same amount of time to money grind for the vitamins that I need specifically for this as it will be to just do this 164. It'll probably be better to I'll just money grind to cap after I do Makuhita. We need to make sure you have the right power item as well. We need the power bracer. If I was a Pokemon trainer, which Pokemon would I choose for a team? For alligator is my favorite, so. Oh, I didn't use the vitamins. Oh no. Almost forgot to use the vitamins. If you were Pokemon, why would you be a Starly? I wouldn't. Did I use a specific Pokemon to get all of my battle points? No. Most of my battle points are from attempts to Ribbon Master for alligator. And from trying to complete the gold print for the Battle Factory, which is not easy to do. I might just suck it up and like do it LRXC style and like have the fucking calc open at all points, which I like don't want to do, but because to me it feels just like not how the devs intended you to do it, but I don't know. I tend to just prefer a challenge a specific way. I'm a stupid idiot. 15 of these. If Asiago was a Pokemon, why would he be a Poochyena? He would not be. Let's actually move Chatot with Feraligatr here. Yeah, this playlist kind of is not hitting it for me today. Let's go to Futaba Cafe. All right, cool. The downside to Feraligator's hidden ability is that it kind of makes its best set Dragon Dance, which is not as interesting as when its best sets with Swords Dance. Like, Feraligatr used to be a Pokemon that was very similar to a weaker version of Gyarados, but it had two really big things about it that made those that made it unique. One was priority, which was in Aqua Jet. Two was it has Swords Dance, not just Dragon Dance, and so you could play Feraligatr in OU with a Swords Dance like Aqua Jet set in like Gen 4 if you really wanted to, but now it doesn't really have that unique quality about it, so it's more of a Gyarados. It's very similar to Gyarados. It's a little weaker, but so I don't know. I mean, I like Sheer Force. It's obviously better than it used to be because it has Sheer Force. Like, that's just straight up true, of course. Why not grind Chansey for levels? Okay, first of all, Chansey's like very not common. And second of all, I'm not grinding Chansey for levels. I'm doing EV training for attack. In which case, I actually should just swap to this scene. Yo. What's going on with this camera? You knew it? What do you mean you knew it? You knew what? Sheer Force only negates Life Orb recoil if the move has a secondary effect. And it actually, I was convinced that that was a bug in Gen 5 when that happened, because Sheer Force does not say, they need to stop making abilities that don't fucking tell you what they do. It's so strange. Like, Sheer Force, nowhere in Sheer Force's description in any of the games does Sheer Force say negates Life Orb recoil if the move has a secondary effect. It literally doesn't say that anywhere. It's so weird. It's the same with Water Bubble for Araquanid. Let me look up what Water Bubble says. The text for Water Bubble that it says in game, which is Araquanid's signature ability, lowers the power of fire type moves done to the Pokemon and prevents the Pokemon from getting a burn. That ability also doubles the power of all water moves that your user uses. Why doesn't it say that? That's pretty important. That's a pretty important thing to be leaving out, I find. So yes, you get the Life Orb boost with Sheer Force. So like Lando Incarnate will you'll get a Life Orb boost for Earth Power, but you won't take Life Orb recoil, but your earth power cannot lower the target's special defense. It won't be possible. So you'll get a life orb boost, and you'll get a the sheer force boost as well. Well, it's like Mold Breaker. Like when I first got into competitive Pokemon, I got into it through Wi-Fi battles in Gen 4, right? And I just didn't fucking know what Mold Breaker did because the game doesn't tell you what Mold Breaker does. You send in a Pokemon into the battle and it just says it just says you know, Rampardos is breaking the mold. What does that mean? And then you read the ability, because people are go read the ability description. It just says moves can be used regardless of abilities. Again, that's not very clear. Do you know what I mean? Basically, if a Pokemon's ability would make your Pokemon I think you hallucinated that. Yeah, like you could earthquake a Pokemon with levitate, basically, is the thing. You could use surf on a Pokemon that's got water absorb. Or a Pokemon with storm drain. I think the weird one is there's a really weird case in Gen 5. It says if a Pokemon with Mold Breaker forces a Pokemon to switch by using a move that switches the target out, like Roar, Ignorable's abilities are ignored when applying entry hazards. For example, if Mega Gyarados uses Roar and Latias is switched in because of Roar, it will be affected by spikes and toxic spikes. If a poison type with levitate is switched in this way, it will remove toxic spikes. That's such a weird fact. I didn't even know that, to be honest with you. That's a cool fact. I didn't know that one. All right, 2 more Goldeen. Your RNG manip to Shiny Magnemite yesterday, Pog? No, I have not RNG'd them. Ubers are probably going to be the last thing I RNG in this game. I don't really care about Ubers very much. You prefer Rapid Spin or Defog, or does it depend on the situation? Yeah, I mean, it's very situationally dependent. Defog was the better option for a while because like in Gen 7, Defog was like just clearly superior because you My brain isn't working. Because the distribution was so high, basically, and you could not stop it. So defog had there was literally no way to block defog. The only actual counterplay would have been switching in a Pokemon with contrary so it could get evasion, basically, or switching in a Pokemon with whatever the ability is that, like, if you lower a stat, then your attack is increased by 2. That was really the only counterplay that people could have to define or competitive. Those are really the only counterplays you had to defog in Gen 7. And like in Gen 6, defog's distribution is really bad, so rapid spin is still kind of preferable. And it's not preferable, it's just like who's the viable defoggers in Gen 6? You know what I'm saying? It's like just Latias. I don't know, dude. You know what I'm saying? There's not a lot of them. And then the thing is, once you get to Gen 8, hazard removal is like kind of weird in Gen 8 because of boots. And like same with Gen 9. Like Gen 9, if your team is very weak to hazards, it's probably just better to get boots and like a wish user on your team, you know? Yes, fake out's one of the moves I want. I'm sad about the Talonflame nerf. I should have turned off animations. This will go by faster. So yeah, I would say it's just very dependent on the scenario, right? You can have a scenario where your best option is to have a rapid spinner or a mortal spinner. Your best scenario could be you have a defogger and then you have counterplay to Goldengo, or your best scenario, because there are rapid spinners who threaten Goldengo, right? A lot of rapid spinners can threaten Goldengo with an earthquake or something like that, and like Great Tusk is the great example. Great Tusk has is technically can be walled by Goldengo, but Great Tusk can always run knockoff, can always run earthquake, can always run ways to hit it. You can also run there. I believe there are okay, that'll be, this is fine. Let me get a calculator open. Okay, I've used 5, so it's 10 times 4 is 40 plus 12. We're at 52. Nope, I'm just trying to get this is just like a slow collection of every competitive Pokemon in Gen 4. I think I'll do another Tentacruel, because we need 164 Spadef. Are you dark skinned? What the fuck are you talking? What is wrong with people? How are you a human being? I gotta ban that guy. Give me a sec. Dude, I really hate people. My Gen 6 enjoy ORAS, so I saw Gliscor could have default, which means no poison heal. Yeah. I think we're at 74. Powering out briefly. Sheesh, man. Before. We don't want to fight this guy. Cool. Do I have a revive? I don't want to go heal. You could get a Pokemon nicknaming? It's not something you can get good at. It's just like you name them what you like. You just have a good time playing the game. It's just like a fully subjective thing. It's not really a skill. It's just like, oh, do I have fun doing this? Like, is this a fun nickname for me? I think it's basically that simple. This was cool to name your Entei Suicune. That's technically not allowed in the official tournaments. You're not allowed to do that. But like, I don't think it's very funny, but if you thought it was funny, then you think it's funny. I can't tell you that it's not funny. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not capable. It's like it's not possible for another person to tell the other person that their like opinion on like a piece of media is like incorrect. Basically, you can do it when it comes to like morality. Like if you think a person has violated some kind of moral tenet that you view as important to society, like naming a Pokemon a slur, if you fucking did that, then someone could go up to you and be like, you shouldn't do that. But that's not an objection to the comedy of it. It's an objection to like the moral stance of it, I would say. And you can have people tell you they don't think that the thing that you're doing is funny, but that person isn't you, so it does not matter unless it's a moral objection, and it doesn't affect the other person. So you just leave them alone, I think. All right, and I have to do 2 more. Nope, can't use you. We want to get to 64. Arceus flying moment. Yeah. Well, you know, the funny part is Showdown allows you to break the nicknaming convention. Showdown lets you name a Pokemon longer nicknames than the in-game name would allow. So I don't know if the Arceus flying moment could legitimately happen. It's actually surprising to me how much people are definitely just like down for breaking game parity. It's a little bit strange to me. But whatever. I'm not involved enough to be part of the decision-making process, so... Yeah, this guy will be fully EV trained. Whew. All right. Makuhita's speed. And then technically, Makuhita would need close combat at 52 and some other shit that I kind of just don't feel like doing today. We could level it up, we could not. I'm just not gonna. Just gonna do an end it here. All right, everybody. Glad you enjoyed a little chill stream where I did a single Gen 4 RNG. I'm gonna head out, and then tomorrow will be a long stream where I RNG manip some shit in Colo. Tomorrow's gonna be long. I'm gonna start a little earlier tomorrow, and we're gonna end mega late tomorrow. So yeah, I'll see you later.